Something brewing in the Gulf. Seems a little early, doesn't it, since hurricane season doesn't begin for another 11 days.
It seems like it starts earlier and earlier every year. At least that's how it feels. Blake Matthews, though, kicks off our weather team coverage with a closer look at why these May storms seem more common recently.
Hurricane season begins on June 1st, so we're told. But does it really? For the 6th May in a row, we're tracking not one but two tropical systems in the Atlantic Basin, some 11 days before the official start of the season itself. So what's going on? Is it climate change? Does the official start date need to be pushed up to May 1st? Bottom line, June 1st is an arbitrary date. Now, climate change probably does play a key role in earlier storm formation too, but to what degree is open for discussion. Enhanced observation methods and policies on when to name and what to name have also changed as much as the wind direction itself. According to the National Weather Service, the National Hurricane Center began naming subtropical storms in 2002. Prior to this, no name was assigned and only designated as a number. It's estimated that in the 1950s, 5 to 10 named storms were missed and 10 storms between 1969 and 1999. As in, they would have received a name if the practice of naming subtropical storms was in practice. It's also important to remember that modern-day satellites are extremely sensitive and are able to detect short-lived storms even in the most remote parts of the Atlantic Basin. Prior to satellites, we had to rely on ship reports and land reports to know if a storm was in the area. Now, nothing goes unnoticed, not even the smallest of swirls. So yes, it does appear that storms are forming earlier, but our ability to see them and a change on when a storm is designated has skewed the number of storms and the perceived earlier start to the season itself.